everybody, welcome back to another video, and in today's video, I'll be showing you most, maybe all, but most of my HO train collection. So, we're going to start out with like the things that I got most recent and then go down in time. Or, you know what I mean. I think you do anyway. First, I got this Amtrak P40 dummy locomotive. Now, for those of you that don't specifically know a lot about these and don't know what a dummy locomotive is, a dummy locomotive is a locomotive that freewheels and you have to push. Hold on, I'll be right back. Anyway, back from that. But if you don't know what a dummy locomotive is, it's a locomotive that freewheels and you have to push around. Unlike other locomotives that actually run by themselves. It's a P40 Amtrak locomotive, maybe in Phase 3 paint scheme. I don't even know if there's a phase, but who knows? Anyways, that's it for that locomotive. Next one. It's an it's a Canadian National EF6. It's a EF 644O Canadian National locomotive. Now it might be looking like I'm dragging it across the floor. I'm not. I have my hand under it and I'm slowly carrying it. This is a Walters mainline locomotive. It's DCC ready, but I have a DC track, so I don't run it with DC. I thought it was an ES44AC at first. I guess I wasn't reading it right, though. Anyways, it has the fin and everything. It's pretty much just the same as an Dash 9 or an ES44AC or AC44s, as I like to call them. Okay, moving on. Here we go. This one's in the box, but I kept it in the box. I didn't bother to get it out and run it today, so. Oh, by the way, the rest of the locomotives that you're going to see, or most of them, if I don't say that they're a dummy locomotive, they probably aren't. But anyways, next we have, you can't really see, so I'll have to turn it upside down. But it's a Union Pacific steam locomotive. It's a Bachmann. As you can see, it says up there. You can barely see the top of it, but I showed you it upside down. Sorry, my camera setup's not really good here. But yeah, it's a steam locomotive. And I only have one of those as well. Alright, next in line, we have actually one of my brother's locomotives. And it's kind of in the box upside down, but you can see mostly of it. It's a Burlington Northern GP9 locomotive. I'm sorry you can't really see the cab. Again, my camera angle isn't really that good. But it's a Burlington Northern GP9, and my brother has two Burlington Northern locomotives, and those are the only locomotives he has. But anyways, we'll put that back, and we're gonna keep going. So, as I was saying, there's Thatcher. Oh, my brother had had another locomotive, and this is it. It's a Burlington Northern F7, I think. I think it's an F7. It doesn't say on the locomotive. It's a lifelike locomotive. It's a dummy. It's a dummy locomotive. I believe it's an F7. Burlington Northern. As you can see, it says right there, Burlington Northern. And yeah, that's it for that locomotive. I'm just gonna. Alright. What I said about recents of getting them, I'm just gonna go with whatever I find first. Because some of the things are not in this room. I'm gonna show you rolling stock in another video. Maybe in this video. I don't think it'll be though. The next thing we have is another dummy locomotive. It's a Norfolk Southern F7 F7. The camera, I don't know if you can see that, but it looks like you can through the camera, but I don't know if you can see that, but right there it says it's an F7, number 4271, and this locomotive is actually a real life locomotive. I've seen videos of it, and it's real, and it's a real locomotive, as well as 4270. Both F7 locomotives from Norfolk Southern. This is a real locomotive that I know exists. And it's another dummy locomotive, as I said. It's an F7, and here's the top with the two. I think those are Levi horns. I think those are either Levi horns. Maybe it's not Levi, but I know it starts with an L. I know those are not Nathan's because Nathan has more than just two different horns in there as one, because Nathan would have like 5 in a row here on both. So there'd be like 10 horns on this thing if it had Nathan horns. So next locomotive I'm gonna have to go grab. So hold on a second, I'll be right back. Alright, so I got the next 3 locomotives that we're gonna check out. And the first one we're gonna check out is this. It's a Union Pacific switcher. I don't know if it's 70 ton, 80 ton. I don't even know what it is. But it's a Union Pacific switcher. And this locomotive I actually got from Santa. So this is a switcher locomotive. It's Union Pacific number 1167. That rhyme. I like this. I like the number 1167 because it rhymes. It's just funny, and I like it. It's a switcher locomotive, as I said. I believe it's a Bachman. Who knows? It came from Santa. And I'm not really just showcasing brands here. I'm just showing off the locomotives. Sorry, I got Hot Wheels in my way because I use Hot Wheels as model cars at the little great crossings I have. They're not really good crossings because all they are is the crossing, no buck, no pole, no nothing. But I don't have those kind of crossings again. So next we have CSX GP40. C6 GP40 number 6211. GP40 is just a GP38. A GP40 is just an not an SD30. A GP40 is just a GP38, but I'd say longer, maybe taller, but I think it's longer. I can't really tell the difference on this locomotive. Now this is what I'm talking about with the Nathan horns. This is the kind of horn that'd be a Nathan, because it has 3 on one tongue, unlike the Norfolk Southern dummy locomotive that you saw earlier. I think that's Nathan anyway. CSX, as you can see. Oops. And I had to see a locomotive. It's a Norfolk Southern. It's pretty much identical, but it has a different locomotive type. You can't really tell the difference between the two types. Now, this locomotive may look torn up. It is. This locomotive, it had a bad experience with one of my old friends. We were good friends, but I think this, and it was a long time ago that this broke, but the axle came off. I think the locomotive hit like, I don't know, either 2 to 5 Hot Wheels and popped the axle right off the wheels. But this was a long time ago, and it's the only time this has ever happened to one of my locomotives, and I take better care of them now when I so that's why this locomotive is torn up. And it wasn't my friend's fault. I think he just doesn't know how expensive these are. Anyways, as you can see right here, I don't know if you can see it because the locomotive keeps shaking. But it's a GP38-2. Looks pretty much identical, except it's a Norfolk Southern. Oh, and it's a special unit too. 5642. It is for honoring first responders, training first responders, Norfolk Southern special locomotive. This locomotive actually exists in GP38-2. I made total. Well, we might do more locomotives in a later video, but that's going to do it for today's video. We'll see you all in the next one. Goodbye.